Good morning everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. Let me think, it's Sunday morning, it's just gone 10 o'clock and it's a fantastically beautiful sunny day. I think we're expecting about 20 degrees and it's just going to be sunny for the next few days, which is just gorgeous. It's still very cold, cold in the mornings and in the evenings. I wouldn't say very cold, but it's cold enough to make you want to chuck a blanket on your knees, that kind of cold when you're sitting. Now I have dressed my babies up. I dressed them last night because I was watching the royal wedding and I thought they needed to be dressed more elegantly and matching. So this is what I chose. Now I think Wendy suggested we do this. I haven't seen her video, but I heard someone else mention it. So thank you very much, Wendy, if it was you who thought of this idea, because I think it's great. I'm not a royalist, but I love weddings and I love seeing little children, and I was most excited to see the page boys and flower girls. That was my thing, and I must admit I was a wee bit disappointed. They weren't focused on very much, although there were some really cute expressions and I think the kids had quite a good time. And the girls' dresses were very plain and simple, which I think is lovely, and I love the flowers in their hair. So anyway, I dressed up Pippa and Jonty and Lottie, especially to watch. Actually, only Lottie watched because the babies slept right through the wedding. Look at them, they're even asleep now. They're just not impressed, let's put it that way. They weren't impressed, but Lottie loved it. She sat next to me and we watched it together. Excuse me, it's early in the morning. Well, you know, this is my first time of talking this morning, let's put it that way. And so my voice is a bit strange and croaky. So this is how I've dressed them. Now, Pippa and Jonty, you've seen these outfits on them before. I've had them for a couple of years and I bought them at the end of one season. And then at the end of the next season, I saw the one that Lottie is wearing, which is similar, but you can see slight differences. Lottie's is the fabric in her romper is white, whereas the fabric on the twins' outfits is a cream colour. The trim is a slightly different colour as well. Lottie's is more slightly brownish or tannish, more than the twins' trim. But I think they're very similar enough to match. So I decided to put them all together. And Lottie's still got her knitted pom-pom booties on, and the babies have got little Bonds cream socks, that the same socks on both of them, and they match their outfits perfectly. So this is what I decided to dress them in, and I think they look adorable. They probably won't stay in them too long, because you know I have so many ideas of what I want to dress my Lottie in particular. So I think we'll just enjoy these outfits for a little while. Being Sunday, I'm getting lots of visits from my children today. I had a lovely time with one of my daughters yesterday. She even took me out for a drive, which was brilliant. Like, I haven't been out of the house for a week, obviously. I've just been, which is fine. I didn't even know that I felt like going out until she suggested it, and all of a sudden I just got super excited. So off we went, and she just decided where we would go, and we just went driving. And then I had to pick up, buy a couple of boxes from the local storage place because I've almost finished Phoenix. Phoenix will hopefully be done by the end of today. That's my plan. So I'm very excited. I've been waiting for the glue inside his head to dry, and it's dry now. So that means I can finish him off and put him together and dress him up, and yay! So in the next video you'll probably see him. Fingers crossed. I never like to, you never know 100% for sure what's going to happen. So I tend not to, I'm always open to changes because they happen, don't they? But hopefully he'll get finished today around the visits from other children. What else? Oh, tomorrow is a big day for me. A cleaner is coming to the house. This has been arranged and approved by the insurance company. I actually didn't really want a cleaner, but my children talked me into it, and so did the occupational therapist. I can keep the house clean. There are some bits I can't do, but they're not drastic. The kitchen and the bathrooms and everywhere is basically immaculate. But they just said the cleaner will come through, do a vacuum, mop the floors, clean the kitchen and bathroom. And I said, well, I've got them clean anyway. I don't have any trouble doing them. But it would be good for them to sweep out the front and the back, which takes me ages, and just wipe down the outside furniture. Because with the building next door, it gets really dusty all the time. It's awful. I don't like it. And I think I'll get them to scrub all the tiles in the shower recess, because I have a lot of trouble doing that properly. It's hard for me to get down low and up high. So hopefully, it's just one cleaner. Hopefully that cleaner will be able to do these things. I'm really not sure what what they're meant to do when they come in and help someone like me. I don't know if they're meant to clean the whole house or just clean the bits of the house that I use. That might be the case, which would be okay, understandable, but I'd love it if they would clean, like, dust everywhere. That would be nice. But I don't even think dusting's in the on the list of jobs. So we'll see. I'll tell you about it after it's happened. So that cleaner's coming tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. And I think they're booked for 2.5 hours. And I've just got them coming fortnightly, just because I didn't really want the intrusion every week. And so they're coming fortnightly, and they'll just come 3 times just to get me over this last few weeks. So that will be interesting, won't it? I have had cleaners in the past, and I am extremely fussy. So it was, it was good to get them just to do the basics. It means I didn't have to think about that kind of stuff, and then I just did all the fiddly bits that I don't like to see, dirty. So I have had cleaners before, some years ago now, but yeah, we'll see how I go. We'll see if I can handle having them in the house, and it just depends what they're like, I suppose, and what they're willing or what they are allowed to do, or what is acceptable. So we'll see, and I'll definitely tell you about it. I am looking forward to it. It'll be very nice to think that bits are getting all clean, even if they are already okay and clean, because I'm my grandmother's daughter. So I told you last time that one of my little granddaughters throws tantrums when her underneath sleeve is all crunched up underneath whatever she's wearing over the top. So I passed that on to her, but I was born excuse me, my throat. I was born super fussy, and all the stories that my mum told me about me were that if I ever got dirt on my hands, I would just sit, put my hands up in the air and wait for them to be cleaned. I just hated the feeling of them being sticky or dirty, and of course I still do, but most grown-ups do. But I have always been super fussy, and I'm exactly like my mother's mother. She was the same. She was a bit more nutty than me, really, because I'm okay. I can relax in normal kind of surroundings, and of course I don't care about anybody else's house. It's only my own. Like, I don't care when I go to someone else's house if there's mess or dirt. It makes no difference to me. It's only my own environment that I like to keep. Well, it's a control issue, I think. I like to keep control over, the stuff lying around and dust, which I'm not that good at keeping control over because it comes so quickly. But anyway, so yes, I blame my grandmother for how I am. But I popped out that way, and I'll always be that way. And I think at my age, I can just accept it now and think, okay, well, that's me, and that's all there is to it. So I'll tell you how that all goes. Now, would you like me to describe these outfits? It's going to be a bit tricky because there's 3 of them, and they're quite detailed. But what I'll do is I'll kind of lump Pippa and Jonty in together because their outfits are matching outfits. And actually, probably strictly speaking, Jonty's could be for a girl as well. His is a 2-piece outfit with a knitted top in cream with some stunning cream lace across the bodice and darker cream, sort of tan coloured edging, 3 rows around the sleeves and 3 rows at the bottom, and at the edge of the beautiful cream lace. And his nappy cover is the cream fabric, and it's got the beautiful lace around his little legs, but it's got a giant bow on the front, and that's why I think it could be for a girl or a boy, couldn't it? Doesn't really matter. But you see how Jonty's put his thumb in his mouth. He got a bit fed up with all of this, he wasn't too impressed by getting dressed up like this. He thought this was silly. It's okay for girls, but he didn't want to. But luckily he fell asleep and I just snuck these clothes on when he wasn't watching. So that's what Jonty's wearing. Now Pippa is wearing the matching outfit, but the skirt part of her dress, which is gathered onto the bodice, is the cream fabric, the same as Jonty's little pants, and she's got the stunning wide lace cream trim around the bottom of the dress, and she's got a lovely, I don't know what you call this colour, it's a satin bow, and it's in I have to call it tan, sort of a tan colour, and that's at the middle of the bodice, and the bodice is made up of the same knitted what would you call that? Same knitted fabric as Jonty's top, but Pippa's has got all like stripes running horizontally across the bodice and around the little neckline and the sleeves too. So they're very matching, but not identical, and I love that. Now let me tell you about Lottie, because hers is slightly different. It was a year later. I think they're all the same brand, and it starts with F, and I think it might be Fork, something like that. And so Lottie's is the next year, and hers is white, and hers is a romper. So she's got little bare legs too. Excuse me, hers is a romper, and her tan colour trim is slightly different. The top of the romper is knitted, and it's got little like frill around the sleeves, the short, like kind of almost puff sleeves, and she's got a few vertical trims in the tan, slightly different tan to the twins, and then she's got a little bow in the front of her bodice and two, what is that direction? That's horizontal, isn't it? Two horizontal trims in the tan colour, and the bottom trim around the bodice is actually scalloped. It's beautiful, and I managed to quite separately buy this bonnet for her. I'm not sure, I think it's the same. It kind of looks the same. It's got a bit of a pattern in it, but it goes really well. So she was lucky she scored a bonnet. The twins, I just couldn't reach their bonnets because all that, that my grandchildren's playroom and the / nursery is all packed up and moved out of that room, and all their stuff, which is still in little shallow kind of tubs, is put somewhere that I think I actually can't even see where they are. So there's no way these babies were getting bonnets. But as you know, I adore their heads. I just love their heads. I don't know if others feel the same, but because they're my babies, I can show them with their little bare heads. I love them. I think Bonnie Brown did an amazing job on sculpting these two. Absolutely amazing. And I know they're old, but old kids, but I don't mind. I think they're fabulous. They'll never get old for me. They'll always just be beautiful. So I think, wow, I can talk, can't I? This is amazing. I thought this would be a super quick video. But I will stop now. Let you rest your ears from all this yak, and I'll be back soon enough, and I'll report back on how the cleaning went. And Lottie will be in something else. Maybe I even thought, rather than do the white thing like baby Prince Louis was, I might just do a bit of purple for lupus awareness, and then I can do her in white, and then I can do her in millions of things. I'm very excited because with winter I get to show you all her lovely knitteds. We call them jumpers, which is like a knitted thing with no buttons on it, just pulls over your head, and cardigans, which are the same but with buttons up the front. So that will be coming up. And in the meantime, I think I'll go. I'll put these babies back where they belong. Bye bye everyone. Take care and be kind to each other.